Good afternoon, fellow Land Cruiser enthusiast. My name is Patrick. A guy that's been doing Land Cruisers for a long time now. Got a lot under my belt. Just thought maybe I might make a video and show you what I'm doing here. This is a 1965 FJ40 Land Cruiser, of course. Very, very, very clean. No rust. There was a couple spots, but it's all been repaired, dug out, fixed. Very, very nice little Land Cruiser. Let me get back here. Before I talk about anything mechanically on this, I'd like to kind of address something about Land Cruiser community that bugs me. And that is the divide of the purist and the resto mod group. I consider myself a completist because I love everything Land Cruiser. All Land Cruisers, the funkier, jankier, more original, the better. And the resto mods, I absolutely love. They are fun to drive, fun. And sometimes, you know, Land Cruisers come to me and they tell me what they want. I don't really necessarily tell them what they want. Like this one, when it came to me, it had a little 327 in it, high output. And it was severely blown, really bad. So this one I'm trying to kind of go for, you know, a resto mod. Keep it original looking on the outside. But let's look under the hood. This is where the haters are going to scream. The purists are going to call me names and be upset with me. But, you know, like I said, sometimes they just have to be built the way they need to be built. This one has a nice little 350 Chevy. Nice free flow, loud exhaust. Batteries in a different position. And yes, it is a GM booster, brake booster, and master cylinder. Everything, though, from their back is Toyota. That's why I want to kind of address conversions and maybe restorations and different things you can do with, not conversions, but changing things out from year to year. Because this one has a later model 4-speed in it and an earlier model 3-speed based transfer case. And the reason I did that was that the 3-speed transfer case is geared at 2.4 to 1 instead of a 1.9 to 1, which came in the 4-speed gearbox. So then you put a 4-speed gearbox coupled to the 3-speed transfer case and you have a much lower low. So then you have the reason they put the higher gear in the 4-speed one is because they had the lower first. More of a 4 to 1, I think, than a 3 to 1 like the 3-speeds had. So you get a much better low, a lot more fun to drive, climbs better. And this one, I'm sorry to say, somebody hacked the dash really bad. Let me get around here, show you. Somebody cut that whole center section out. I didn't do that. It was done long before me. Long before me. And that was a nice bead rolled area that was just beautiful on the older ones. Absolutely loved them. So anyways, you know, the resto mod versus the purist guys. The next one I'm going to build after this is actually a 63. And I have the original Siamese port head. I have the original 1-barrel carburetor. I have, let me show you in here, little stuff like these gauges, pardon me, the light switch and the windshield wiper switch. You know, I've had stuff that was so rare people thought it didn't even exist. Like one time I had a transfer case for a 3-speed gearbox and it had a ferry overdrive. People say they didn't even put those on Land Cruisers, but I had one, I have proof, I have pictures. And it had the Toyota PTO takeoff gear. And you know, so I definitely appreciate the purist side of doing things. Just because this one's a resto mod, don't get me wrong, that I don't do pure. Maybe I'll make videos in the future about how to do a lot more with the original Toyota stuff, more than the Resto mod, because this one, I'm going to admit, was just fun. When you get a Resto mod, there's no rules. You get to do whatever you want, make whatever you want. I make all my own brackets, tabs, different things. I made the battery box there, and the exhaust, if we can see it, but I think it's bright. It is 4-wheel disc. That's I made my own brackets for the back, and that's GM. And the milled rotors come from Trail Gear. Rusty as hell, looking bad, ugly from washing it. I didn't realize they were that bad. And this is a JT Outfitters old conversion bracket, and then they use a mid-80s GM, but the metric caliper. This thing will stop on a dime. I mean, and it, you know, with that gearbox, transfer case, and this motor, it's just a rowdy little guy. It is so much fun. It just rips, snorting, little tearing beast, and it stops on a dime. It's just so much fun to drive. You know, that's one thing about the old Land Cruisers. They get hard to drive. No power steering, no power brakes, 4-wheel drum. They can be challenging. Anyways, everybody loves their own. We're all Land Cruiser people, so don't hate me too bad. And let's all get along out there in Land Cruiser land. No more of this divide of the purist versus the Resto guys, or the big lifted wheels and tires and all that. Anyways, have a great day out there. Bye.